So, what is your spiritual calling? Have you asked yourself this question? Well, the short answer is you cannot find it. You cannot find it in the old way, meaning with your mind. Because this is how we are conditioned to function, right? When we have a question, we go to the mind to find the answers. And the thing is that the mind, although it's, such a beautiful instrument, it is also very limited and cannot know these deeper questions, the answer to these deeper questions. The only way you can find why you are here, what is your purpose, what is your heart's calling, is to go to your heart. And I mean to your spiritual heart, not your emotional heart, because that is also connected to the mind. And in order to go in your heart to find this answer, most people cannot do it at the beginning. And that is because it gets uncomfortable, right? There's a lot of unprocessed emotions there. And it's a bit uncomfortable if you're not used to going deeper, to take out layers and layers of the surface. Because how the mind tells you, you have to do this or that, is because the heart is uncomfortable. We have all these traumas, wounds, unprocessed emotions from childhood, and we come with a lot of them also from previous lifetimes throughout the soul's journey. So because the heart is uncomfortable, we feel discomfort, pain, emotional pain. The mind is the savior and the ego is our protector, right? So the mind comes up with a strategy. You are uncomfortable, you have to earn more money, get into this relationship, makes up your whole life plan based on how to make your heart comfortable, which is a strategy that actually doesn't work in the long run. It might work for the moment. You might get some pleasure, you might get some recognition, some acceptance, feel loved, but it's only temporary because you're trying to feel it from outside. And that emptiness, that void in your heart cannot be filled from anything outside. You can get energy to compensate for the blockages that block your flow, your natural flow, but it's not going to work. You become addicted, dependent on the external things. So, how do you find your purpose? You have to go beyond the initial desires. You feel uncomfortable, the mind reaches to that person, to that thing, to that object, trying to fill that void, to make stop that feeling of uncomfortableness. The moment you notice that, of course, you have to become aware, to develop awareness, because we do this mostly unconscious. We withdraw that energy, we take it back. We don't want to engage with that energy. We bring it back, we stay with it, and we discover the deeper longing of the heart. And that is the key. That is the secret of how you find out your true calling, what your soul is calling you to do. Or other way to put it, it's how the universe wants to express through you, through your soul. But you have to not fall for the initial trap, for the easy thing, for the shiny object, but bring your energy back home. Stay with that feeling, and even if at the beginning might seem a little bit uncomfortable, if you stay with it with presence, with acceptance, with love, you'll find out that it transforms and it develops, alchemizes into something very sweet. And that longing, which initially makes us to tend to grab for things, becomes such a beautiful energy. You discover in your heart so much love, which wants to express itself, and you allow yourself to be guided by this longing. And this will lead you to your purpose. It's not from your mind, it's from your longing, but a deep longing. And for that, you'll have to heal your heart to some degree, right? Because otherwise, you'll be pulled by the emotions. And either attachments or repulsion, fear, desire, all this game of duality, you won't get there. This is at the surface level. It's at the waves of duality of the mind, and this pulls you astray. You try to compensate for the deeper longing, and for that you have to learn to stay present with what comes up. And by doing that over and over, it's a process, right? You begin to form a relationship with your heart, and going deeper and deeper, exploring that longing of your heart, which takes you to your true calling. And you cannot understand this intellectually, logically. Like what I'm explaining now, it might or it might not make sense, or it might make sense to some degree, but you'll have to experience it. And you learn how to be guided by this longing. You have to experience with it. But the main takeaway that I want you to take out of this short video is that you're not going to find it in the old way. You're not going to find your mission, your purpose with your mind. And your ego might fool you to believe that, oh, it's so noble what I'm doing, I'm helping and whatever. But if you look deeper, you'll notice that you have other agenda. And it comes from a wound, either to get recognition or to people please or to make money or whatever it is. But most likely than not, it's not going to be your dharma. What you're here to do, how the universe wants to express through you. Like a tree, like an apple tree who makes apples the same way. We are meant to bring some fruit to the universe, to life. But we're not going to find it because we forgot it in this unconscious journey through life, which we all forget in the first part who we are, why we came here, and there comes a time when we remember. But we have to go through this awakening process, through this healing process of our heart, and then reconnecting with the longing of our heart, which takes us home with capital H.